We both grew up in small churches. I had an uncle and Andrew had a grandma who held the role of the spiritual leader of the family that always made it a priority to get all the kids to church on Sunday. But by the time we met each other, I had stopped going to church years before, and then we just didn't make the drive out to Andrew's family church anymore.
Then in 2018, we were expecting our first child. Alysha decided she wanted to get back in the church. We knew we wanted to raise our children in the church, but we didn't know where to start. We chose Christ Church because it was close to home and it was big. I wanted a church that we could blend in, somewhere they wouldn't notice if I missed a Sunday. The first time we came, we were amazed by how welcoming everyone was. Jack and Mary greeted us at the front door. They could tell it was our first time here. The next Sunday, they actually recognized us. We quickly learned this wasn't the big church environment we were expecting. We came inconsistently for a few years, but when we were expecting our second child, we decided to reprioritize our faith.
Around that time, I had two friends who were talking a lot about their Bible studies at work. I was genuinely surprised that they knew so much about the Bible. One of those friends, Jamie, bought me a study Bible and gave it to me as a gift. So I started reading that, and I just got to where I was really craving more of those conversations, more time in the church. At the end of Sunday morning, when it was time to go home, I didn't want to leave. I just really had a desire to learn more and worship more. So we talked about signing up for a class here. Rooted seemed pretty intimidating. It was a 12-week-long class, and it just seemed like a big commitment for a couple with a 3-year-old and a newborn baby, but we signed up for it anyway. The first night that we were there, I think we all went around to talk about why we had signed up for the class, and Andrew said something like, "I signed up for this class to be supportive of my wife." But that didn't stop him from participating anyways. He read the material and he did the discussion questions with us, and he started to ask a lot of really just challenging questions about the Bible and about God. And our Rooted leader, Andy Storms, noticed that about him and offered to take him out for breakfast and just talk about some of these things. So they did that a few times, and it was really helpful. I just remember praying so much around this time that God would just show himself to us, and he did. He kept sending people into our path that just really proved to us that God is real and that he answers prayer. I remember a lot of sermons that just spoke right to us around that time. Andrew found a book in the Pathways Center that really resonated with him and answered a lot of those questions, again, that were just really difficult, that a lot of people think about, I think. I prayed for community in that time also. I was really just wanting other people who were in the same phase of life as us, who we could grow in Christ alongside. And God really opened up our eyes to some people who were right close to us all along. And now we have a small group with our neighbors and coworkers that we're meeting up and studying the Bible together every month, and it's just been really good for us. I know everyone says this, but Christ Church really is family to us. I would say that I always believed that God existed, but I didn't understand how much he loves us and how much he wants relationship with us. This is where God put us when we started to develop a deeper relationship with Jesus. People in this church were here showing us joy when we needed to see joy. They helped us through doubts and struggles, and we are just really grateful for the work that God is doing in this church, and we're really grateful that we get to call this place our home.